Hi, it's Adam Schiff, and it's great to be with you. I only wish I could be in person. California's retirees deserve to have their voices heard by leaders in Washington because so many of the decisions we make in Congress directly impact your lives. Unfortunately, my Republican colleagues have made it clear they're not interested in working together to address the real issues facing Americans. Instead, they're mired in a weeks-long feud that has left the Speaker's chair vacant and the House unable to function, even as the clock is ticking down once again towards a potential government shutdown. And even if we manage to avoid a shutdown yet again, extreme Republicans are trying to gut Medicare and Social Security. That is completely unacceptable. Social Security and Medicare are the most successful anti-poverty program in American history. And it just makes sense that we ensure these programs are well funded. I'm very proud of my record of fighting on behalf of California's seniors in Congress to protect your right to retire with dignity and security, to strengthen Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, and bring down the cost of living. More than ever, Californians need an effective leader in the U.S. Senate, someone who doesn't back down from the toughest fights and gets things done. My father is 95 years old, and if I wasn't already a champion for seniors, he'd darn well make sure that I was. I will always stand up against dangerous cuts to Social Security benefits for our seniors and for future generations. And I'll fight tooth and nail against efforts to privatize Social Security, which all of you have paid into for your lives. Right now, working families are paying their fair share into Social Security, while too many of the wealthy simply are not. And it's time to fix that and ensure that everyone is paying to ensure that this program is there for those who need it. In the Senate, I'll fight to raise the tax cap on the Social Security fund so that working families can count on Social Security for generations to come. We also need to support our seniors who are struggling with housing insecurity. Roughly 1 out of every 5 seniors in California are living at or below the poverty level and unable to meet even the most basic needs. I'm proud to have brought millions of dollars back to my district to fund housing for seniors experiencing homelessness. And I've introduced legislation to protect the affordable housing programs that many seniors rely on in the event of a shutdown. In the Senate, I'll fight to bring more federal funds back to California and get rid of the filibuster so we can actually pass and implement affordable housing policies. We also have to address the increasing cost, the out-of-pocket cost for prescription drugs, because no one should be forced to choose between putting food on the table or paying for life-saving medications. We've taken a number of steps in the right direction by capping the amount that Medicare Part D beneficiaries had to pay out of pocket for prescriptions, by reducing the cost of insulin, and by allowing Medicare to negotiate lower drug costs for certain drugs. But we also need to expand Medicare eligibility so that hardworking Americans who have paid into the program can receive their benefits and access them even sooner. And we need to expand the government's ability to negotiate with drug companies to lower prices for all prescription drugs, not just some of them. And we need to make sure that people who are taking care of our seniors have someone in their corner. When it comes to support for long-term care workers, let me just say, my brother and I have been with my father in and out of hospitals lately and in and out of rehabs. We see who really provides the care and just how difficult it is. My father, I love him to pieces, but he is not an easy patient. And we see how invaluable the work is that care providers give to my father and to millions of others. We need to ensure they have a living wage, good benefits, and a secure retirement. And we need to address the workforce shortage that has left many healthcare workers overworked and burned out. That is why I've introduced legislation to expand our nursing workforce by funding programs necessary to train more nurses so that we have an adequate healthcare infrastructure to respond to the growing needs of the senior community. I know there are a lot of unsung heroes, and they are the family caregivers who receive no compensation and care for elderly family members while juggling their own lives. And they deserve our support too. I'm proud to be co-sponsoring the Better Care, Better Jobs Act to extend and improve access to home and community-based services for our elderly and individuals with disabilities. Many of our seniors across California struggle with the cost of living and are even thinking about re-entering the workforce to keep up with their bills. I recently got a call from a friend who was in their 80s asking for help finding a job for exactly that reason. Many are also using Social Security to pay off their student loans. We should eliminate as much student debt as we can for everyone, but especially for those who spent decades of their lives working to pay it off, which is why I'm introducing legislation to fully relieve seniors who participate in Medicare and Social Security disability insurance of all student loan debt that dates back more than 20 years. There's a lot of work to be done to ensure our seniors can retire with dignity and security. I have a record of bringing people together and delivering results for the people of California. It's a record of effectiveness that I'm proud of, and I will put up against anyone else in this race. It's why nearly 250 current and former California elected officials and 60% of California's Democratic delegation have endorsed me, including Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi. And it's why I'm the only candidate in this race to have the endorsement of 8 statewide labor unions. I would be honored to have your support as well. If you want to learn more about my campaign, you can go to adamschiff.com. And thank you so much for your support.